Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my new Let's Play. My name is Siperos and this is the song Out of Space, and let me check the volumes again here real quick. Okay, this should be better. Let me know in the comments if you want me to adjust the volumes here in any way. But anyway, so, this is the song Out of Space, a Lovecraftian visual novel adventure game that takes place in 1962 America. That's when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened in October, and when the Cold War turned very hot momentarily, almost sparking a nuclear war between the United States and Soviet Union. The game was developed by Pixel Noire Games and published by Ratalaika Games, and was released on 4th of February this year, and I was originally going to play this in February. But when I first tried to play this, it needed an update on Steam, but for some reason downloading it always failed. And thus I couldn't even start the game, and I decided to play 9 Witches Family Disruption instead. But as you can see, it works now. The story will be about 2 federal agents that are investigating a homicide case. I understand that we choose which agent we'll play as, and that, according to the Steam page, this game has 3 investigation routes, 4 endings, and dozens of secrets to reveal. What really piqued my interest was the game's unique retro visual style that mixes pixel art with photography. So with that, without further ado, let's start our new, blind, old-school, retro-styled Lovecraftian mystery and detective adventure in 1960s America during the Cold War at its hottest. So, new game. This game is better played in a dark room. Well, I'm not in a dark room unfortunately, but I remember next time. This is a work of fiction. FBI headquarters, December 4th, 1971. I thought this was supposed to take place in 64, or 62 even, sorry. Okay, so these 2 are the agents that we can play as. Let's see. So the woman is Catherine Armstrong, born in 1936, age 26, nickname Kathy, a recent arrival to the force and one of the few women in the bureau. Despite the praises from the agents at Quantico, so far she has had a mediocre field performance. She seems to be better suited for paperwork than for agents' work. I think I'm sensing some 1960s sexism in this report, but anyway. Her superiors say she is confrontational and hard to deal with. She holds a degree in forensic medicine from the University of Massachusetts? Sorry, I never learned how to pronounce that name. Anyway, then our male agent, Stuart Ross, born in 1928, 34 years old, no nicknames, one of the oldest currently active agents of the Bureau. He declined a special instructor position at the Academy, choosing to be on the field, solving cases. I like him. His superiors describe him as a resourceful and brave agent, and has received multiple commendations. Ross is a veteran of the Korean War, where he earned a Distinguished Service Cross. Alright. I like Ross. I think I'm gonna start with Ross. And this game had, what did I say? 3 different investigation routes, and 4 different endings, was it? So I'm thinking that I'm gonna play as Stuart Ross in my first playthrough, and if I play this game again, or well, I am going to play this game again, but whether I make a let's play of it is another thing entirely. So if this game is not too long, I might as well play this again as Catherine Armstrong and see that how different the experience will be. And I will also try to get a different ending as well and follow one of the other different investigation routes. So for now, let's go with Ross. Ross's scientific skills are below average, but he has many contacts and great experience, which might prove useful in the investigation. Okay. Rethink your choice. Okay, how about Catherine Armstrong? Catherine has excellent detective and forensic skills, but the rampant sexism of the 60s will make it harder for her to be taken seriously as a federal agent. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, let's just start with Stuart Ross. That morning, your boss at the FBI, Arthur McConnelly, asks you to go to his office. Oh hey, that's President Roosevelt, or at least he sure looks like him. Ross, my man, I'm glad to see you. When I heard that those bastards hit you during the raid, I thought your days as a field agent were gone. But here you are, in one piece. I don't think you have been properly introduced to Kathy. She joined the bureau while you were away. She doesn't look very happy. She looks quite angry, actually. Hello, Agent. I have heard a lot about your past achievements at the Academy. Maybe I can teach you a few new tricks? It's mostly exaggerations, honestly. Oh, so humble. I mean, this woman is going through a lot already because of the sexism of that time, so let's play it easy on her. It's mostly exaggerations, honestly. That's what I thought too. Your files felt more like reading a cheap noir fiction novel than serious reports. She's cute and the folks say she's smart. Too bad she has a bad temper too. Nevertheless, I didn't bring you here to talk about women, Ross. We need to put you back to work immediately, if we want to stop whatever those damned commies are planning next. Oh, those goddamn commies. The whole deal with the Ruskies started to go to hell when we caught them red-handed, building nuclear silos in Cuba. Okay, so this has happened sometime after the Cuban crisis. Where the hell do they get off? That's right in our own backyard. And instead of fighting them, we had to negotiate to make them back down. Ridiculous. Well, the other option was nuclear war, and no one wants that. There was no other way to avoid war. That's true. Our politicians were too weak. Well, there was no other way to avoid nuclear war and Holocaust. You sound just like the newspapers, licking the president's ass. Who was the president again at the time? Was it, J.F. Kennedy? But it was Kennedy lowering his pants. Okay, so it was J.F. Kennedy. Okay. A man must never show weakness to a bully. Now the Soviets know that they can threaten us to get whatever they want. Of course, I'm not happy that the guy died. Oh yeah, he's dead by now after his assassination. It was a tragedy, but in a way, he had it coming. I don't know if I like this guy. Fortunately, I'm not the only one on the Bureau that thinks we have been underestimating the Red Menace. That's why you are here. Take a look at these pictures. Okay, what do we have here? The pictures aren't very nice. Okay, I see people that's been hanged like some meat in a freezer. I don't quite see what this picture is about. Or what the hell this is supposed to be. Well, that's a dead body. Very bloody one too. Oh, we can take a closer look. Okay, nice. There are several bodies in the picture, and their insides are all out. There's blood everywhere. What the hell could do something like this? A tiger? Or maybe a bear? Oh, okay, so they're not hanging, they are just on the floor. Okay, they looked like they were hanging from the roof or something, and the picture was just, well, not upside down, but you get what I mean. So what is this? It's some kind of radar station. Okay. It doesn't belong to the military though. And this? I don't even know what to say about this. Someone flayed this poor soul like a farm animal. Oh, so he's been flayed. Shit. I have had enough of this disgusting stuff. Yeah, sure. Lovely, isn't it? What the hell? This is insane. Where did they find them? The pictures are from an astronomical observatory in Gardner, a small town in the state of Washington. This morning, the sheriff found this desecration. 12 bodies slaughtered and one of the researchers is still missing. We don't know who did this or why. What were they researching? The photos were of a radio station. Who is the missing scientist? So what do you want us to do? Can I ask all of this? Well, if I can't, then... What were they researching? Nothing with any military purpose for all we know. The observatory was doing routine deep space data gathering for the Washington State University. Let me tell you, nothing good can come out of an obsession with outer space. Still, those folks didn't deserve to die like that. So who is the missing scientist? We don't know much, other than his name. Nicholas Forrester, a young PhD physics graduate, no criminal record. He and the rest were hired by the WSU, Washington State University, a few months ago. The photos were of a radio station. Yes. From what I have heard, they don't use telescopes. They seem to analyze radio signals from space, or something like that. Nothing worthy dying for. Not like this, at least. So what do you want us to do? It's simple. I want you to go and make sure that there is nothing on this case that involves the Ruskies. Normally we wouldn't send federal agents, but the town is a few miles away from the Fairchild Air Force Base, which has a lot of things that the commies would like to take a look at. This doesn't look like their job. I understand. Or should we say this first? This doesn't look like their job. Or maybe that's exactly what they want us to think. Whatever the case, we need to be sure. Okay, fair enough. Just drive there, ask a few questions and let Cathy do the paperwork. I'm sure you'll be back sooner than you think. Are you sure? And then we just leave. You and your partner walked to the FBI's parking lot and took the black Cadillac that has been assigned to you. You drove the car for several days, only stopping to sleep at motels whilst on the road. Every mile you drove away from the headquarters of the Bureau lifted an oppressive feeling off of your chest. Let's talk to our new partner then, I suppose. Catherine was silent and frowning. Something seemed to be bugging her. Do you want something? Do you have a problem with me? How did you end up McConnelly's secretary? What? I'm not their secretary. I'm an agent, just like you are. My apologies, bad choice of words. Come on, it was just a joke. My apologies, bad choice of words. Look, I know you are trying to be nice. I'm just pissed. I know they are going to demote me sooner or later, and it won't be because of my skills, but because of what I have in my pants. You don't know that for sure. Times are changing. If you do good field work, you'll get my commendation. I'm not sure if our commendation alone would make much difference, but... should I say it anyway? No, let's go with this. You don't know that for sure. Times are changing. We both know things aren't changing that fast. But I do appreciate your words. You are not the chauvinistic bigot I thought you were. Haha. Well, thanks. Chauvinistic? What's that? Our glove box? I can deal with long trips, but not with uncomfortable silences. Turn on the radio then. It seems there's some interference. Weird. Yes, very weird. Well, what's ahead on the road? Overall, the state of Washington wasn't very welcoming, almost as if it was trying to warn you to stay away. Oh, come on, that's where the Capitol is, it's not that bad. Right? It can't be that bad. Just then you realize you are arriving at your destination. A town called Gardner, in Washington State. A bunch of nosy villagers watching closely as your car entered the small town. Okay, let's look around. The town was not very big, but the streets were crowded. Everyone seemed peaceful and calm. Well, that's a good sign. All of them oblivious to the brutal crimes that had just occurred a few kilometers away. Okay, let's see how she's doing. I know this was a small town, but I wasn't expecting it to be so American. It looks to be too much of a peaceful place for such crimes. A boring town like this can make you insane. Well, it looks to be too much of a peaceful place for such crimes. That's what it would seem to be at first glance, yes. But actual research on the topic has revealed that people from rural and isolated places like this are more prone to generate psychopathic behaviors. Really? Okay. I guess we have to keep on our toes. Let's leave the car. As soon as you step out of the car, a young man ran towards you. Black suits driving a black Cadillac. Are you FBI, CIA, or maybe another more shady organization? Oh great, it's the paparazzi or journalists. We are from the FBI, yes. No comments. Are you with the press? Just who the hell are you? We are from the FBI, yes. Wow! Federal agents in our town. Finally everyone will see that I was right all along. What is this? One of those town loonies? Oh, I haven't properly introduced myself. Daniel Brown, author of the Fortean Report. Are you here for the dead scientists? How do you know about that? I thought that was supposed to be secret information. The sheriff has not let the press on the site yet. Is it true that one of the astronomers is still missing? Do you have any clue of his whereabouts? We just got here and have no details yet. I can't confirm or deny anything. Now let's just say that we just got here. Literally just got here. But surely you know at least something, don't you? The readers deserve to know. And here comes the sheriff, I take it. What readers, Daniel? That weirdo friend of yours was the only one who ever read your stupid flying saucer fansign. Just look at his face. Look at that stupid smug grin. And look what he ended up doing. What? What did he do? You don't know for sure that Nicholas was the killer? Nicholas? Oh yeah, that Nicholas. He was the... What was he again? Was he the astronomer or something from the Washington University or... Well, anyway, he's the one that's gone missing. You don't know for sure that Nicholas was the killer? What I know is that I can get you arrested for obstruction of justice. Now scram. Yeah, that's better. I'm sorry that creep bothered you, folks. I'm glad you came, Sheriff. You were a bit rude, Sheriff. Well, he was a journalist, so... I'm glad you came, Sheriff. Sheriff? No. I'm just a lackey. The sheriff is my boss. I'm Albert Crane, the deputy. Nice to meet you. I take it you are the federal agent that was sent over to investigate. And the beautiful lady is... your wife? Oh, God. Okay. Folks, I think the game just froze. Nothing is happening. I might have to start the game again. I mean, I don't mind, because we haven't really done anything. And we haven't even progressed that far. But if this problem persists later in the future, then this might become an issue. Okay, I guess I'll have to reboot the game and try it again. Oh yes, it was Nicholas Forrester, and he had a PhD on physics. That's what it was. You were a bit rude, Sheriff. Sheriff? No, I'm just a lackey. The sheriff is my boss. Okay, so we still got the same dialogue. I'm Albert Crane, the deputy. Nice to meet you. I take it you are the federal agent that was sent over to investigate. And the beautiful lady is your wife? Excuse me? I'm Agent Armstrong, FBI. Oh, wow. Again with that stupid smug face, that wide grin. So, are you single? Oh my god. Catherine's expression seemed like she was about to murder someone. Just asking, just asking. To be honest, I'm not really sure why they sent you. The sheriff and I have already identified the killer. It may take some time, but he will be found and brought to justice. You know who did it? What can you tell us about the town? Well, let's start from here. So you know who did it? Yeah, well, it's not like we have any proof yet, but... So you don't know for sure. It's obvious that the killer is the missing scientist. He went mad, murdered everyone, and then ran away. How can you be so sure? And why would anyone turn mad here? What do you know about him? You seem pretty convinced of your theory. Well, what do you know about him? His name is Nicholas Forrester. He also goes by Nico. He came to work here about a year ago. I didn't know him personally, but I have heard he was a bit of an oddball. Obsessed with UFOs, that son of a bitch. Only he could have done it. And what can you tell us about the town? Oh, you know, just a typical place. We are pretty close to a military base, so all this is restricted airspace. Must be nice. There's no planes flying over us. That's why the astronomy station was placed here. Other than that, it's just a town full of good people. And who was that reporter that spoke to us? Danny Brown. A reporter? Ha! What a joke. Reporter is a word way too big for what that clown does. He likes to say that he runs a magazine, but really all he writes is a bunch of nonsense about UFOs that nobody reads. It's nuts, I know. He was friends with the killer, but I don't think he's involved at all. He was friends with the killer, but I don't think he's involved at all with the murders. He was friends with the killer, but I don't think he's involved at all with the murders. I have known Daniel since high school. He doesn't have the balls to hurt anybody, and much less to do something as humane as this. I bet you bullied him back in school. I mean, he seems like the bully type to me. And then became a deputy so he could bully people more by using law as an excuse. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this guy. Anyway, he's just the laughingstock of the town. And how has the town reacted to all of this? Well, this is a small town, so news spreads quickly. But I think most people don't realize how horrible the whole show was. The saddest part is that one of the dead scientists was just married to the mayor's daughter, Carrie. Poor girl. But I guess it means she's game. Oh, God. I guess it means she's game. Jesus. So where's the sheriff? He's waiting for you at the crime scene. He didn't want to leave, just in case the culprit came back. Why would he come back? Especially when the sheriff is still there. Criminals always come back to the scene of their crime, did you know that? Well, I am an FBI agent, so... You would think that he knows. But they would not come back when the police is still there. Anyway, I can bring you to him if you want. Wait, I still have more questions. Well, we asked all the other questions, I think. But let's double check. Sure, what else do you want to know? Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Alright, we would like to check the crime scene. It's a couple miles from here. Get in my car and I'll drive you there. Okay, that's the radio tower. Hey, George, the feds are here. The sheriff seemed nervous. He quickly tossed his cigarette and walked towards you. I'm George Berry, the sheriff of Gardner. And you are? I'm Ross, and she's Agent Armstrong. I would say that I'm pleased to meet you, but the circumstances are quite grim. You'll find the crime scene inside the station, with the bodies and everything. So, what is this place? A research station of some kind, I don't know. There hadn't been any problems with it until now. But I'm sure that in the future this town will be more wary about accepting foreigners. Maybe it's better if you see it with your own eyes. Afterwards I'll answer any more questions you have. Sure, talk to you later. You're not coming in? No way, I've seen enough of that shit. Okay, well... By the way, what is this? I guess that's just our photo, but... Do we have an inventory of any kind? Well, if we do, we can't access it through this photo, apparently. Or maybe we can't do it yet because we don't have anything. Or we're not carrying anything. The place was an old army radar station, which had later been repurposed to gather radio signals from space. The military design was still evident, though. It was high in the mountains, so the air was cold, perhaps too cold for this time of year. Okay, let's go in. As soon as you opened the door, you regretted it instantly. A flow of foul, rotten air invaded the whole place. You covered your mouth with one hand, trying desperately to control the sudden urge to vomit, and then you stepped inside. The interior was as welcoming as promised. It was hard just to breathe among the smell of half-rotten corpses. As you step in, your shoe touches something on the ground, a mutilated arm. Just one of the dozens of human remains scattered all over the place. What the hell happened here? Did someone throw a grenade? Well, let's find out. Over a table full of computer controls, there was the main event, the whole circus of horror. A small and bloody human torso, the skin had been removed, the legs butchered, the eyes had been pulled out and were lying close to the head. Maybe it was a predator. The body had been covered by a pile of human ears. A pile of human ears. I think it's supposed to say a pile of human ears. You counted them. 24. 24, so that makes 12 people. Holy shit! And over there was an axe on the table, and it was bloody. Maybe it was Johnny. There were small chunks of flesh all over the edge of its head, and on the handle too. All this was done by just a single person with an axe? I doubt it. I find that hard to believe. Yeah, me too. We think alike. There was a group of mutilated corpses lying on the ground. Arms and legs had been chopped off with blatant disregard. Some bodies had been decapitated too. The sheriff showed his face through the door. We haven't found all the heads yet. Catherine walked towards the bodies, examining them carefully. I wonder how she's doing. It's not just the limbs that have been cut off, the ears, they have all been removed. Maybe they were listening to country music for way too long and they got fed up with it? About that, maybe you should check the body on the table. What, this one here? Axe on the table, it was bloody. Chunks of flesh on it. This one. Over a table full of computer controls. Circus of horror. Small and bloody human torso, the skin had been removed, the legs butchered, yes. Talk to our partner. God, I hope these poor people died quickly. What can you tell me about the bodies? Any theories on who did this or why? How are you holding up? Yeah, let's ask this first. Let's be considerate. Well, this is something I have never seen before. I don't think anyone has. Have you never seen a corpse before? Well, I'm sure that she has seen bodies before, but... Well, maybe, I don't know. She's new to this job, but... You'll see eventually see worse in this line of work. Wait, you'll see eventually see worse. There must be a typo here. I don't think anyone has. I just wonder what kind of broken mind is able to hurt others with such sadistic disregard. We will soon know, hopefully. It's better not to think too much about it. Well, isn't that kinda our job? To think about it so we can catch the culprit, the murderer? We will soon know. I know, and that's what makes me nervous. Anyway, you don't need to worry about me. Okay, good to hear. So what can you tell me about these bodies? The bodies show signs of struggle. All kinds of bites, bruising, lacerations. If it wasn't because of, well, everything else, I would say they got into a big fight. The dismemberments must have been done with a heavy-edged weapon. Maybe that axe over there. Oh, you think? Yeah, can I help you with anything else? Any theories? Yeah, any theories on who did this or why? This kind of sadism can only be the work of a psychopath. The objective was not just killing. These people have been desecrated to levels of obscenity. It makes no sense to any rational mind. It wasn't fury, it wasn't revenge, it was joy. The suspect was having a blast. We are just seeing the remains of a big party. Yeah? Can I help you with anything else? Any ideas of what to do next? You may want to step outside and speak with the sheriff and his deputy, Ross. Yeah, obviously. Perhaps they'll tell us something that will help us to make sense of all this. If this had any sense at all. Okay, I think we have seen enough. Leave? Leaving so soon? There might be more clues here to check. Really? Okay, I guess I want to take another look. But there's nothing new here. Maybe we're supposed to look at this again. The whole circus of horror. A small and bloody human torso, the skin had been removed, the legs butchered, the eyes had been pulled out and were lying close to the head. Okay. There was an axe on the table and it was bloody. There were small chunks of flesh all over the edge of its head and on the handle too. All this was done by just a single person with an axe. Hard to believe. There was a group of mutilated corpses lying on the ground. Arms and legs had been chopped off with blatant disregard. Some bodies had been decapitated too. I don't see anything new. Can you tell me anything else? The bodies show signs of struggle, all kinds of bites, bruising, lacerations. If it wasn't because of everything else, I would say they got into a big fight. The dismemberments must have been done with a heavy weapon. Maybe that axe over there. Think I've seen enough. Oh, okay. We can also adjust the sounds here and save. Let's see, player level 1, HP, FT, what does that stand for? Fatigue? Ranger, what the hell is this? What is this, a role-playing game? Okay. What is this? We don't have any money. The FBI provided us no money to sleep at a motel or anything. Thanks a lot. Guess we are done here. I guess you understand the situation better now. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer. When were they seen alive for the last time? That's the strangest part. I visited them that afternoon and everything seemed normal. Who could have imagined that they would be like this on the morning? Maybe they were partying too hard. When did you find them? In the morning, around 9 AM. You see, I'm friends with Carrie's family. She was married to William Kowalski, one of the scientists working here. She told me that her husband hadn't come home last night, so I wanted to check if he was actually working. She thought he was having an affair. Know anything about the missing scientist? His name is Nicholas Forrester, but everybody calls him Nico. An unremarkable guy, fresh out of college. Not the sanest fellow, that one. Always talking about UFOs and government conspiracies, but we never thought he would come to this. He hasn't been seen since we found the bodies. We think he ran away to the woods. The sick bastard. I hope beasts find him and make him pay for what he has done. It will still be merciful compared to what I would do to that fucker if I got my hands on him. You seem pretty convinced he's guilty. Come on, there's no other explanation. It had to be him. He was working here the night of the murders. He's the only one whose corpse is not rotting in there, and he ran away. I just wonder what the hell makes a lanky scientist lose his head and chop off his friends like that. That's when Catherine came out of the station. She had something in her hands. It seems that you guys missed a clue. What are these? VHS tapes? The tapes have dates on them, so maybe they are recordings made by the scientists. Most likely, yeah. Wait a minute. Yes, the one from the night the murders happened is missing. Yeah, well, whatever. That detail doesn't change the bigger picture, does it? Well, I don't know. Most likely the murderer took it with him, to cover his tracks. Folks? It's getting pretty late, so I'm going to lock the gate until the doctor arrives tomorrow and disposes of the bodies. The last thing we want is animals having a feast with the deceased. And I'm sure you are pretty tired, so Albert can drive you back to your hotel, if that's okay. Sure, I would love to take a shower. Okay, let's go then. And I think that we can end the episode here as well. And besides, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kinda losing my voice here for some reason today. You headed to the deputy's car, who drove you back to your hotel in town. After checking in at the hotel, you went straight to your room. Phone is ringing. Well, might as well answer this first. Oh hi, it's President Roosevelt. Hello, Ross? Finally, I've been trying to get in touch with you for hours. We have just arrived from the crime scene. Sorry, I wanted to call you in the morning. What do you want, sir? Well, we just arrived. Damn, if you were there so long, then you must have found something interesting, huh? Listen, I'll be speaking tomorrow with some of the top dogs in Washington. It seems that the Fairchild base was about to start testing a new prototype for the Air Force, so they are pretty nervous about this whole incident. Naturally, I have advised to stop the entire operation until you finish the investigation. So I wanted to check with you about any evidence of Soviet involvement you might have found. That's your main hypothesis, right? We don't think it was the Russians. It's too soon to disregard any possibility. Yes, that's our main theory. Well, actually, we don't know, so let's just say that it's too soon to disregard any possibility. Come on, Ross, this is no time to take it easy. Stop chasing Catherine's skirt and focus on the job. I'm sorry, who is the one chasing Catherine's skirt here? Jesus Christ, man. This game is really on the nose when it comes to the sexism of that time. Everybody in Washington is looking at this case. You need to find solid evidence, and soon. Your credibility is on the line here. And let me be clear on this. If you are not able to find anything, I'll make sure to send someone that can. Understood? Yes, sir. So this is how it goes, huh? If we solve the case, he takes the credit in Washington, and if we don't, we take the blame. Isn't that how it always goes? But anyway, I'm gonna end this episode here and... well, let's sleep first. Anyway, I should forget about that for now and call it a day. You barely got any sleep. Strange nightmares kept on haunting you whenever you closed your eyes. Okay, that's the crime scene. Hey, that's... someone. Nasty looking dude. When the sun finally rose, you had a quick breakfast and headed down to the reception area. We said to meet here. Where the hell is she? Taking a shower most likely. And now I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you for watching and see you next time for more The Song Out of Space.